Hi, it's Jenika with Jenika's Journals, and I'm going to do just a little video on the end of my journal and the beginning of the next one. So I don't know, it just felt like something, it always feels like a big deal to finish a journal. So I thought I would sort of commemorate it in my mind by sharing it with you all. So I have been in this journal, this Lloydstrom hardback A5, since November 29th. Of 2024, and I ended it today. So I made sure to go ahead and add these two dates, even though I can easily look to the first page and the last page and figure out when the journal started and ended, but this is just an easy way for me to keep track. And the last two pages, I said, "Hello Spring, goodbye journal," and I doodled these two ridiculous looking bunnies, but I wanted something to kind of commemorate the end of the journal, as well as I didn't really want to limit myself to today's journaling on these two pages. So this page doesn't feel natural for me to write on because of this. So I just had 2 pages for today, and that's not always enough, especially on a weekend day when I have a little more time. So I just put this at the end, and I wanted to mention something here too, the little angst that I had when I got to April and I only had a very few pages left. I could have left these pages blank. I could have filled these pages with, like, in the past I've done kind of I don't know, an overview and some highlights, I guess, of the past few months. I could have just left them blank, but I decided just to go ahead and fill them. It didn't feel like a clean end to the journal because I just have I have 4 days of April at the end of this book, but it really doesn't matter because, well, it doesn't matter anyway. But for me, it's like my journal just shifts right into the next one. So there's really no need to end on a clean date. So I do struggle with that at the end of the year, and I also struggle with it at the end of the month, when the end of the month or the beginning of the month comes so close to the end of my journal. But this time I decided to just keep on going until I hit the end. So anyway, that's the end of my journal. April, I'm using cat collage pictures. I love these, and anyway, it's a little subscription that I pay for this art every month. And the maker, I don't want to try to say her name. She seems like such a sweet soul. Has changed them so they're very easy for me to cut on my Cricut, which makes me love them even more. So I'm trying to keep that little theme going through my book here. So that is the end of my Lloydstrom hardback, and I will keep it in this cover. That's kind of what I do, and I will put this on my shelf. So I probably will just go ahead, and I know this probably makes some people cringe, but I will take this out, and I'm left with this sticky tack, but I could just leave that in there, and sometimes I've done that, but I'm just left with this little bit of sticky here. Anyway, it doesn't matter to me at all. So I could have left it on, I could have taken it off. I don't know, it just feels cleaner when I take it off. So that's how I store my books. Now my next book, I have been sort of agonizing over this in a most ridiculous way, of which of these journals I'm going to choose. I had decided way before it was time that I was going to use this Lloydstrom hardback 411. And the decision, the idea came from the fact that Lloydstrom came out with a 411, and it was at a time where I had sort of decided in my mind that it was only going to be hardbacks that I used for journals because of the writing surface being easier. So, but I've changed my mind, I think. So this is a sterling ink 520, I think, 520 page, ish. A5 Slim. I bought this because I wanted it was a new offering by Sterling Ink, and I wanted to be able to get one and size one for covers. So when I got it, and then I had kind of showcased my Sterling Ink A5 272 page notebook. And it just reminded me of how much I enjoy Tomo River paper. So I think, because this is a big time commitment, I want to say, okay, this one that I just finished was 4 months. And this is double. So we're looking at, this is going to last the entire year, perhaps into next year. So I'm going to be in this book for a really long time. And that, I don't know if you can sympathize with me on it or not, but that is big to me. It's a long time to be in a journal. I felt like the 4 months that I was in this last Lloydstrom was a long time. I usually can get them filled in, 3.5. I was in it a little longer and I was getting restless. So I know whatever book I dive into, it's going to be a huge time commitment. But I think I'm going to go with this one. It kind of makes me sad because I was really looking forward to the 411. I wanted to be one of the first ones that filled the 411. But, who cares? I don't know. I say that, but it sounds kind of silly. So the one thing I wanted to share that is pretty exciting is, for me, is I have a new leather coming. I actually have several new leathers that I need to share in my shop, but I've just been too busy to make covers with those new leathers so that I can show you what they look like in the cover. So anyway, this last one was showcased by one of the companies that I buy from frequently, and I'm really excited about it. It is a cousin, or it's made by the same tannery as the Pueblo and the Minerva Box leathers. And it's on its way. It should be here in the middle of next week. And I will not have a cover for this or a leather cover until I get that in the mail and get it made, whenever that is. So I'm excited to share it with you because I think I'm going to love it, but I'm only looking at pictures. I just take my experience with what I understand from the leathers from that tannery, the temper, all the guides and all the descriptions that are put out by the company. And I just kind of make a best guess at what I think the leather is going to be like. So I have no idea really until it gets here. So I am looking forward to sharing that. And I'm looking forward to starting my new journal. I don't even have stickers picked out. Actually, I did have some stickers picked out, like silly stickers. I was going to choose between this one and my green Lloydstrom. I was just going to be really playful with it. But now, I talked about how I like to put vinyl stickers on the inside, but I also like to put some on the outside. And anyway, I don't know. This doesn't feel as playful as this. So I'm not sure. It feels definitely more elegant. I guess I really haven't decided yet. I need to figure it out because I need to journal today. Anyway, I hope everyone is well. It's cold and dreary, even though it's spring. And I'm looking forward to some warmer days and some sunshine here soon. I hope everyone is well. Thank you for watching.